What's up, guys? Heatfireash here. As you've probably heard, we've got some new reveals for the new expansion, and the expansion is no longer called Frostfall, but Frostspark. So they went with a name change because of some trademark issues, so Frostspark is what they're going with forward. So I'm going to take this time now, just kind of give my thoughts, first couple thoughts on the new card. So here we go. The first card up is Apex Wolf. Apex Wolf is a 6-mana 4/4 wolf creature with Breakthrough and Drain and a last gasp effect that says draw the top creature of your deck and give it Breakthrough and Drain. Alright, first thoughts on this. It's kind of a cool card. It's very unique effect, something we haven't really seen before. Definitely Drain is a very powerful keyword, maybe the second best one besides Ward. So very powerful there. And you do draw a card, which is good. So I guess the first thing about this is the stats, and it is very low statted for 6 mana. For 6 mana, you were looking for at least 6/7 or 7/7 really, probably 7/7 to be really good. Now that's if it was like a vanilla creature with no text, which this obviously has an effect. But 4/4 is very low. Dies the lightning bolt. I know everybody says dies remove, but it does die. It's going to be easy to remove it. So the good thing is it gives Breakthrough and Drain to the next creature. So even if it dies, you're going to get to stick another Drain creature on the board. Whether this card is going to see play or not, I'm not really sure. There's not that many wolf cards. Probably not enough for an entire deck yet. And I'm not really sure where this card would exist. I mean, Drain's obviously good in control, trying to come back. But I don't know what control deck would want a 6-mana 4/4. Definitely not the decks that are playing a ton of removal and not many creatures. Not sure about that. Mid-range. Maybe mid-range would put 1 or 2 of these in to kind of fend off aggro. But if you're playing this on turn 6 against aggro, then you're probably going to die next turn, or you're already doing okay because you're able to play this. So I'm not really sure if this is good enough to be played, but it is an interesting effect, so I am happy that they're willing to kind of try new things. So I don't know, we'll see, but I'm going to say this is probably not going to see play right off the bat. So the next card to be revealed is called Shadow Marking. It's a 3-mana action for agility. It says, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose one to put into your opponent's hand, and draw the other 2. Right off the bat, this is a really cool card. Card draw is always really good, and 3 costs to draw 2 is that is a very strong effect. The downside being you give your opponent a card, but you get to choose which one to give them. So you have some control over that. It's better than just letting them draw from their deck, I think. So very good card. I definitely think this is going to see play. Control decks, green control decks are going to want this. And also combo decks, obviously, definitely want more card draw. And that's kind of where I might be a little worried about this card is Telvanni. Do they really need more card draw right now? That deck's already really good and very consistent. So this is just going to make that deck better, which I'm a little scared about. But definitely a good card. I like it, and it will for sure see play. So yeah, look out for this card. The next card to be revealed is Qarth Spire Scout. It is a 1-mana endurance creature. It is an orc with a last gasp that says draw a card, increases cost by 1, and it is a 1/1. Right off the bat, I think this card looks really bad. A 1/1 for 1 is terrible stats. There are plenty of, there's 2 1s for 1. There is a 2/2 for 1 in willpower that doesn't see play at all. So as far as stats go, it's pretty horrible. So it better have a really good effect, especially because just 1-drops generally aren't used very much in this game just because of the ring, and you can kind of just ring out like 2, 3. You don't really need to include 1-drops, or not many of them anyway, most of the time. So they better be good to warrant including. And drawing cards, obviously very good, but you also increase this cost by 1. And I just don't think this is good enough to be played really anywhere. I mean, a 1/1, I guess it kind of trades with some stuff, but against aggro, it's super slow. Drawing a card I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. The increasing a card's cost by 1, I don't know if that's really, I mean, it's certainly bad, but it's not, I don't think that's the reason that's dragging this card down. Now, it does have orc synergies, and which is maybe where I could see it. As a lot of other people have been saying, you can play this and then play the Headhunter on the same turn. It's an easy orc for that. Even originally, I used to play the 1 mana orc in my build just because it's nice to have that orc to get your synergies off. So maybe it could be good for that, but I think the low attack is just not going to be great for aggro, and usually Orc Warrior tends to be pretty aggro based. So I'm going to have to say I do not think this card is going to see play. You know, maybe in a combo deck that needs even more card draw, you could run it. Maybe in the Abomination deck. But even in there, I think the increasing cost actually is kind of a big deal in the Abomination deck. Because a lot of times you got to be playing your cards for 0. But that'll be something to check out, depending on if the Thieves Guild Fence will, when you draw from this, will Thieves Guild Fence reduce it first? So say you draw a 2 mana card and you have 2 Thieves Guild Fence, will they make it 0 and then Qarth Spire Scout will increase it to 1? I don't know. It could matter. It could matter if, say, it's a 1 cost, right? So a 1 cost would get down to 0, and then Qarth Spire Scout would make it cost 1. Or if it made it cost 2, then both Thieves Guild Fences would make it down to 0. So anyway, that's an interaction to try later. But all that being said, I don't think this card is good. I do not think it will see play. And the latest card that we just got revealed today is Green Pack Ambusher. 2 mana strength card. It is a 4/1 with Prophecy Guard and says at the end of your opponent's turn, if they have a full lane and Green Pack Ambushers in your hand, summon her to that lane. So very interesting. As you know, we already have a 2 mana 4/1 Prophecy. That's an orc that sees play in Battle Mage, Prophecy Battle Mage. So right off the bat, I think this card could definitely replace that or go along with that card in Prophecy Battle Mage. The guard is interesting. Definitely good in something like an aggro mirror match. Being able to get this off. So even if you're just playing a red aggro deck, not even the Prophecy Battle Mage version, your opponent's just like hitting you in the face. You get this off the top. That can really stop some damage. So I definitely like it in like an aggro mirror. I definitely think Prophecy Battle Mage likes this. Also, just being able to summon it out of your hand is definitely good, but I definitely think it's more going to be relevant against aggro, because control and mid-range, they're not really going to be filling up an entire board unless maybe you're playing tokens or it's later in the game. And later in the game, 2 mana 4/1 isn't very good, and you can't even hide it in the shadow lane. So I think it's interesting. I think aggro red decks will play some number of these. I think it's decent enough to see a little bit of play, but we'll have to see how the meta shapes up when we get the rest of the cards. But yeah, I think it's a cool card, and it's interesting that they have another effect of getting this onto the field besides the usual just summoning or the prophecy. So it's interesting they're working with some different mechanics here on this card. But anyway, pretty good card. We'll see a little bit of play, I think, but yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, everybody, thanks for watching this review of the last couple cards we got. Personally, for me, I'm really excited for this new set. It's been so long since we've got any cards, so I'm really happy to see all these new cards. Even if they're not my favorite cards, it's still great just getting new cards in the game, new content, see some new decks be built. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and please leave your comment down below what you think of some of these new cards and if you're excited for the new expansion. Till next time.